guys. It's only you today. One press conference is, and that's the end, you know.
All right, do you guys have any questions for the mayor that we can go over?
Let me get my cheat sheets. Okay. Hi,
Okay,
hi,
great.
Mayor. Can you hear me?
I
Okay.
can.
I have like 4 questions they want me to ask you.
Okay.
Hold on.
Why don't we do one at a time?
Can you ask her, because I have to focus on her framing.
Okay, well, all right, Mayor, let's go with the first one here. We saw a massive power outage in downtown last week caused by a Mylar balloon. Councilwoman Nancy Bruni is pushing for citations to be handed out to those releasing the balloons. But is the city considering any state-level legislation to ban the sale of Mylar balloons?
A good question. As you probably know, the city of Las Vegas gets 3 bill drafts for the legislative session, and we've already submitted our 3 bill drafts. Now, if there are assembly people or state senators that are within the city of Las Vegas and they want to introduce that type of legislation, I doubt that the city would oppose it. I'm sure we wouldn't oppose it, but right now we've already used our allocated legislative bill drafts.
Second question. The city is moving forward with plans for an African American Museum and Cultural Arts Center in the historic West Side. Did the city speak with the owner of the Walker African American Museum and Research Center before making these plans?
Oh, first of all, I know Gwen Walker for many, many decades, and during my campaign, she and I talked at length about her collection and her desire to create the African American Museum in West Las Vegas. Things are progressing. You know, Cedric was very involved in this when he was a city councilman. Now his successor, Chandra Summers Armstrong, has picked up where he left off, and I am a very enthusiastic proponent of this proposal, and I am looking forward to working closely with Gwen and being at not only the groundbreaking but the ribbon cutting of the African American Museum.
And follow-up question here, Mayor. How would the 2 museums differ?
To the best of my knowledge, we're not having 2 African American museums. I believe it would be one museum where the city and Gwen are working in conjunction with each other, which is how we should be operating to create the best possible museum for not only the African American community, but the entire community in the city of Las Vegas. African American history is American history, is Las Vegas history, and we should be working together.
And their final question about the Vision Zero program, nationally recognized. Are there specific areas the city is targeting with the program? Start with that question.
Okay. Actually, I think this is a very timely question because I was going to make some remarks before we started, which I obviously didn't do. But safety on our roads is a very big priority for the city of Las Vegas. We're seeing an uptick in very bad driving behavior. People are going through red lights as if they're green lights, and you know, the red light is not a suggestion to stop. It is an actual thing. You're supposed to stop at a red light. And I notice myself when I'm at intersections throughout the entire Las Vegas Valley, people are just blowing through those intersections. That is very, very dangerous, and you're seeing an uptick in problems. Speeding has become a major problem on our streets, and if you don't care enough about your safety, I hope you care enough about your fellow citizens' safety, because if we're not careful on the road, we're going to create problems. We're going to have injuries and loss of life and property damage, and within each of us to ensure that that doesn't happen. I'm very, very proud that the city won this award and has this recognition, but now that we have this recognition, let's use it to save lives and make sure that people are behaving and acting responsibly when they get behind the wheel.
Hi, Channel 13 here.
There you are.
We were kind of hoping you could give us some insight into the bidding process of where it stands with Cashman Field and the adjacent, all of the Cashman property, basically.
Yes, as you know, the city of Las Vegas owns Cashman, the Cashman area, and we have put it up for auction. The auction ended at 10 o'clock this morning, just as I walked out to talk to you, so I have no idea who has ultimately bid. I understand there was a lot of interest. A number of developers came to see me to see if I'd be interested in their proposal. Obviously, we are attempting to sell Cashman because we need the money to satisfy our responsibility to paying the developer, who we owe a considerable amount to. And the sale of Cashman is very important for the completion of that transaction. So I don't know who's bid. There were so many proposals. A rehearsal soundstage was a very interesting concept. Affordable housing, hospital, industrial space. So there's a lot of interest and very diverse types of developers have spoken with members of the city council and certainly have come up to my office. I don't know who is ultimately bid. I don't know how much they bid, and I don't know ultimately which project we're going to choose, but it'll be the highest and best use for that area, possibly can transform that part of the city of Las Vegas. So we're very enthusiastic about that.
So this wouldn't necessarily just be, hey, the biggest dollar amount figure. You are balancing needs of the city of Las Vegas against also what you can get as well.
Look, I think any responsible person would not only look at the amount of money that's being offered, but whether it's in the best interest of the city of Las Vegas and our fellow citizens. That's a prime piece of property. It is so close to downtown Las Vegas, and it's in need of rejuvenation and renovation. So I'm very anxious to see which developers ultimately made the bid and what their projects are. And then we'll make a decision down the road.
Hello, Mayor Berkley, Las Vegas Review-Journal. I just wanted to know your thoughts on the term sanctuary cities and the city's position on what a sanctuary city is and your message to, I guess, the immigrant community.
The city of Las Vegas is not a sanctuary city. I am, and as I've said on numerous occasions, I support the sheriff and his position. We follow federal law, and we will do everything that we are supposed to under the law in order to comply with it. The sheriff has already notified ICE. I mean, we have a responsibility if somebody comes into the municipal jail to notify ICE, and then it's their responsibility to take it from there. And as long as the sheriff is comfortable with that and is using the resources he has to do the job that the city of Las Vegas and the county has tasked him with, then I'm very comfortable with that. Again, nobody wants convicted felons roaming around the streets. I don't think that's even debatable at this time, but that's the position of the city.
Yeah, I get your message to the undocumented immigrant community living in the city, perhaps the ones not committing crimes?
Look, I'm the granddaughter of immigrants that came to this country in order to escape the Holocaust. I have tremendous sympathy for people that are seeking a better life and a new life and opportunities for their family. And many people that have come across the border are suffering in their home country and are desperate to get out. If there hadn't been the United States of America, I wouldn't be standing here in front of you because my family would have been exterminated in the Holocaust. However, we cannot have an open border. Obviously, that creates all sorts of challenges for our nation and for our community. But I've worked very, very closely with the immigrant community for decades. By the time I finished my service in Congress, 42% of my congressional district was Hispanic. So I have a close relationship with the community. We do everything we can to protect those that are legally here. And I'll let ICE do what they're supposed to do, and the sheriff doing what he's supposed to do.
Any other questions?
Yeah, a follow-up question about the city's Vision Zero program. The e-bike crashes recently that we've been covering. What's being done about that? What can you say about that?
I think you're going to need to clarify that question.
Sure. If you can, how does the program tackle for the recent e-bike crashes that we've seen?
Look, I think it's very important to communicate with our fellow citizens and educate them on the rules of the road. We have a problem right now throughout the Las Vegas Valley with people behaving badly behind the wheel. And I've seen it myself and experienced it myself where I'm stopping for a yellow light and cars are just speeding through the stoplight when it's long been red. And I know we're all in a hurry, we're all busy, we all want to get to where we're going, but let's use some common sense and get to where we're going in one piece. I mean, you don't want that phone call to your family saying there's been a serious accident and your loved one is in it. And so I will work very closely. I had a briefing with Metro, the leadership of Metro last week, and this was one of the topics. How can we work together to help educate our fellow citizens that their driving behavior is not appropriate in many instances and they're causing harm and jeopardizing lives? And it's not only, it's speeding. All of a sudden in the recent months, we have a serious speeding challenge in our community. Pardon me. We also, I mean, again, the red lights, not a suggestion, that maybe you should stop soon. No, it's a hard stop. And there are other, using your cell phone. And in the past, I've been guilty of that myself. And I am really ensuring that I just don't answer that phone or text or anything while I'm driving, because I'm aware now how dangerous that is. And so my goal is to help educate the people that elected me so that they know that the city is a safe place, and that also includes our roadways.
All right, thanks, everyone. Have a good day.
That's it? Oh, my goodness. I think you're too kind to me.
All right, thank you.
All right. See you later, guys. See you in 2 weeks.